What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. We're going to talk today about why BlackRock is now all in on crypto. What is going on with Grayscale? Why are they doing same? In fact, Grayscale is looking today to convert a Solana XRP mixed trust into an ETF. They're making big moves in this market, and so is BlackRock. In fact, when we look at the inflows for the ETFs right now, you can't do anything but just sit back and go, damn, it's starting to get really weird. There was something like $1 billion in inflows on the ETFs over the last 3 days, another enormous day yesterday. So are we getting into that bull run? Are we getting into that bullish phase? Well, starting to look like it. Now, for a lot of you, you tuned in last night for Liz Warren and John Deaton. And if you did, then you saw Liz Warren decide that she's now pro crypto. So that was a fascinating development last night. Is she pro crypto? No. What Liz Warren is pro control over your money, because you dirty American, you disgusting, filthy, red, white, and blue tattooed mongrel, you have to be watched. You have to be, they got to look. The job of the US government is to make sure that you're being a good boy or girl. That's their job, isn't it? Oh, it's not? Shit. Okay, well, that's apparently not it. And guys, I don't know what to say. Liz Warren going pro crypto last night was one of the funniest things that you've ever seen. And John Deaton, to his credit, absolutely dismantled her, and was really good to see. Now, will it affect the outcome of that election? Probably not. Probably going to be a Liz Warren victory. But to see the pressure being put on Elizabeth Warren, and to see that now it looks like, and this is what I'm going to say, it looks like Joe Biden was probably anti-crypto and Kamala Harris is pro-crypto. And if those two things are the case, then you're seeing Liz Warren, opportunistic Navajo that she is, you're seeing her pivot to whatever the administration does. Why? Because she wants a job in that cabinet. She wants to be one of those next people. Is she a progressive? No, she's a liar. Is she Navajo? No, she's just a hoe. She's a liar. She's Liz Warren. That's all you need to know. So anyway, we're going to talk about all that and more. Bitcoin just broke 68,000. That's the resistance that we've been waiting for. Duh, I told you. And now the question is, what's going to happen next? And we're gonna make some wild guesses on that right after Believes Sinatra puts you to sleep, wakes you up, whatever it is, nerd, listen to it.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin cause I'm always right. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeds. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeds. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. I built a crypto channel, streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these other people and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeds. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeds. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't.
All right, guys, let's get into it. And we're going to start off because they're here, because we have the crowd in the house right now. We're going to start off with Speedy. I want to show you guys what is going on because, guys, if you didn't get in on Speedy, when I said, hey, you should get in on Speedy, then you're sitting there in your chair or on your couch, or you're driving while you're watching me. What are you doing if you're doing that? Living the dream, baby. Living the dream. Let Elon start driving you, by the way. We're at phase 4, right? When do we get to phase 5? Oh, yeah, the Tesla cabs. Are they auto cabs? Are they auto? What was the name that they gave it? Tesla, whatever they are. Just get in one and shut up and start watching. Anyway, let's kick it off. Number one, if you haven't already, go check out Speedy. It's hashtag Speedy, and it's at Speedy on ETH. Now, if you have already, and you woke up this morning looking at your bag, you're like, oh yeah, baby. If you got in when I first did something with them, then you're like, oh yeah, baby. No matter what, you should be like, oh yeah, baby, at this point. Just hit a penny a little while ago. So let's break it down on the chart. And it looks like this. It's up 12,900% so far since its launch. Very successful launch. Guys, you don't get launches like this all of the time. It's 8.38 million market cap right now. So let's look at it on the hourly chart and see, is there an opportunity right now? And if you look at it from this context, you're getting a nice little bounce off of the new, and by the way, minted a new high. And what I tell you guys, if it comes down to it, then what it's going to do is continue on and continue on, right? Well, it looks like it did exactly that. Where did I give you yesterday? I told you it was in the golden pocket. When it's in the golden pocket, what do? You buy. What? So did you buy? If you did, that was yesterday, by the way. Yesterday morning at this same time in that golden zone, I said, you gotta buy. Did you buy? Because if you did, boom. Now take your profit. Now you got a moon bag. You are perfect. And now you are helping to contribute to hold that floor at a higher level. So that the next round of investors come in, another 100 investors, and then boom, you're sitting here at 1.2 cents and then maybe 1.5 cents. Now watch for a correction because of where we are in this range. Watch for a correction back down here. You want validation right here in this 6 range, and then you want that explosive move back up. So be looking for your entry position, look for that opportunity, and check out Speedy today, because check it out, guys. It's just that easy. One, you can't even write it like this. 12,000% is what Speedy's up. And by the way, if it drives you bonkers, to see something like that happen and people finally getting some nice big wins, you're the problem. They're not the problem. You're the problem. Should have bought a bag of Speedy 2 days ago when I told you to buy a bag of Speedy 2 days ago. And by the way, if you bought 2 days ago when I told you to buy 2 days ago, then you're up 184% right now. So it's just that easy, guys. All you have to do is listen. So let's get back into it and let's figure out what is going on in this broader market. Check out, you know what? We should say it in French from now on. We should say Speedy, Speedy. All right, guys. Number one, Larry Fink says Bitcoin, other cryptos have a bright future regardless of whether Trump or Harris become president. What did I say? What did I tell you yesterday? It doesn't matter who the president is. Well, actually, I've said it to you since the beginning. What matters is how high it's going to go. Now, Larry Fink also agrees with me in my assessment as well that it's going to be better for cryptocurrency if Donnie becomes the guy, because he will throw money at you to try to improve your look. He'll do what he has to do to help you. Kamala Harris will do the same thing, but she doesn't think that throwing money at you is the same it doesn't work the same way. They don't, what she wants to do is provide you with safety nets. And she wants to give you opportunities based on student loan forgiveness. Or, by the way, if you didn't go to college, what do I get? You know what I mean? Like I went to college for 1 year. I don't have any debt. I don't have a bachelor's. I don't have a degree. I went to college for a year, and I paid everything off. What do I get? Right? Nothing. Why do I get nothing? Why do they get something, and why do I have to pay off their debt? Right? It doesn't make any sense. It's very difficult, very complicated sort of thing. But here's free money. Here's forgiveness make your life better at the expense of other people like that. It's a very, very weird sort of thing, right? And those are the kind of things, and those are the differences. Trump's going to put money in your pocket. Kamala Harris is going to give you different ways to not have to take money out of your pocket. Or if you are still sitting at home, not working, and let's just say your baby daddy or your mom or somebody is your babysitter and they get paid every month and you share the money and stuff like that goes on too, right? Those are going to continue to thrive, right? What we would like to see is we like to see something different. So if by the way that happens, then expect $175,000 Bitcoin. If Donald Trump is the guy, expect a $250,000 Bitcoin. Still going to go way up, but it'll go way higher with the guy who's in tune with stocks and trading and stuff like that. And by the way, it doesn't mean that he's a genius or anything like that. It just means that he's willing to blow a hole in the national debt in order to take care of you guys. And by the way, I don't care about the national debt either. You know what I mean? And if you tell me that you care about it, throw some money at it. You know what I mean? Like that's, don't talk about it, be about it. So, and if you're not, you're just crying on X and bitching about it, clown. So Larry Fink, positive, says it doesn't really matter. He expects optimism that overall usage of digital currencies will expand no matter what, as institutions worldwide look for ways to allocate to the asset class. But I truly don't believe it's a function of regulation, of more regulation or less regulation. I think it's a function of liquidity and transparency, reaffirming his positive outlook on Bitcoin. He deemed it a unique asset class comparable to commodities like gold and predicted an expansion in its investment appeal. So what he's telling you right now is that Bitcoin is just like gold, except you can't use it. But it's just like gold for the purpose of what he's saying. It's like gold, and that there's going to be a lot more interest in it coming up very, very soon, that we're going to start seeing an explosive sort of move. And by the way, at the time of this writing, Bitcoin was exchanging hands at 65,000. Guess what? It's at almost 70,000, right? Or I'm sorry, it's at 68,000 right now at this time. So big moves happening over here in the market. We're starting to get that push that we were looking for. And the question right now is, do we get accepted into 68,000? We'll look at the chart in just a few moments and we'll try to figure that out. In the meantime, Grayscale has sought to convert its funds with a Solana, XRP, and Avalanche into an ETF from a trust. Now, why are they trying to do that? Well, the SEC is still fighting people that XRP is a security, and they're still at war. And they filed their appeal. XRP has filed a counter appeal, and we have to wait to see how that plays out. But in the meantime, they are pretending that XRP is still a security, trying to ignore what is at this point the law of the land in order to fight and try to bring down all of these other. And by the way, this is not about they don't like Solana, they don't like XRP, they don't like Avalanche. This is about they don't control it. And we have to go back to what the problem is. The problem in this market, the problem with XRP, Solana, and Avalanche for the SEC is that it represents not necessarily freedom. It's not really the right way to say it, but it represents opportunities for staking and yield farming and free money with an expectation of profit, making them all securities under the Howey test, because in order to earn more, you have to secure the network by staking, which I don't know how that's different from Ethereum, which they tossed out. It's just a very disingenuous way of the SEC attacking these things, continuing to call them securities, despite the fact that everybody else says no, they're not. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out, of course, obviously, but I don't know that we're going to see anything more than an absolute dunking against the SEC by all of these cryptos and by the federal government as we get into the next part of this election. By the way, when you look at Donald Trump, you're going to be looking at a push for digital currency immediately. You're going to see a lot of changes. Kamala Harris, you hear them saying that they're going to be interested in a lot of changes and a much more pro-crypto stance. But we haven't really seen anything that says that, other than Liz Warren switching hands and being like, oh, did I say anti-crypto? I didn't mean I'm anti-crypto. I'm pro-crypto. As one of the greatest Navajos in the history of the world, I am now pro-crypto. Don't you like my hair? You know what I mean? It's wild. Oh, God damn. She's wild. She is wild. Anyway, let's move on here. Why the SEC challenges the XRP futures in the Bitnomial case. Now, remember, Bitnomial has filed a lawsuit against the SEC. The Ripple versus SEC battle has further intensified, with Bitnomial revealing key updates recently. Notably, the Bitnomial exchange was recently sued by the SEC, as the agency claims that the XRP futures are security futures. However, amid this, a pro-XRP lawyer has shed light on the potential reason why the agency has continued its harsh stance against XRP. Bitnomial has continued to advance its strategic plan despite the latest legal hurdles. Now, the platform, backed by Ripple with a $25 million funding round, aims to provide a flurry of trading options like futures, crypto derivatives, and others to users. Besides, the firm also said that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse will join its board, which has further fueled speculation in the crypto market. Meanwhile, Ripple's involvement in the funding has further fueled discussions about the SEC's motives in targeting Bitnomial, because Bitnomial, which we didn't, like, this wasn't exposed the other day when we talked about this before, right? We just said that Bitnomial had filed a countersuit against the SEC. Well, it turns out that Bitnomial is partially owned by Ripple, which means that this is just a constant and continued attack on the Ripple ecosystem and XRP at large. Some critics argue that the agency's scrutiny of Bitnomial's XRP future is a calculated move to undermine Ripple's growing influence. On social media, user point out that every company working with XRP seems to be under the SEC's radar. His comments reflect the agency's action, which may be more about hindering Ripple's progress than protecting investors. Now, does that mean that the SWIFT payment system is behind it all? Does that mean that Visa, MasterCard, all of the people that are in quote unquote compliance with the SEC, that fall under their purvey, that they're trying to carry water for those companies so that those companies can prevent the expansion of XRP? I mean, it's possible. Is it direct and is it nefarious? No, it's not. It doesn't really work that way. Somebody in a closed boardroom, might be like, well, we have to stop it. Like, we got to do something. Reach out to somebody in the SEC and let's give them information that shows that this is a security and why we think it's a security. There's things like that that would influence people, but it's not just some kind of, the SEC is not just trying to hold down SEC for somebody else. The SEC is driven by emotion at this point, which is wild. And we'll see what happens, I guess. Bitnomial cases gain more attention in the U.S. SEC has recently filed an appeal to the XRP lawsuit. Amid this, the recent appeal by the agency has sparked discussions in the market, with many slamming the SEC for extending the case. Ripple has also filed a cross appeal indicating its confidence in the ongoing legal fight. Besides, Ripple's CLO has also commented on the XRP lawsuit and its potential future developments. Grayscale is trying to convert. Now, this is all the rest of it's going on that we just talked about, so we'll leave that for right now. But Bitnomial is now part of the Ripple ecosystem, and suddenly they're under attack because of Ripple. This is Gary Gensler, who can't help himself at this point. He's just he's a loser, and he's lost so much credibility, and not to mention cases with the SEC, that I think he's just trying to claw back any semblance of respectability that he's getting by lashing out. And by the way, that respect doesn't come from you or me. That respect comes from the banks and the people that he works for, who his job is to give them more money or make more money for them, while at the same time he's quote unquote policing them. Believe that, if you will. All right, so now John Deaton. Guys, we got to talk about John Deaton, because John Deaton says this yesterday. He says, I wish Senator Warren attacked inflation the way she attacks crypto. And by the way, this was a fantastic. Deaton is a longtime crypto advocate. Crypto took up a large portion of the debate, with Warren famous for her campaign pledge to build an anti-crypto army, which Deaton said is exactly what she tried to do, claiming Deaton would be beholden to the crypto industry that has backed him in the race. Good, because there is no crypto industry. It's the people. It's the money of the people, by, for, and of. It's not the US dollar, right? And she says this: if John Deaton has a chance to go to Washington, his crypto buddies are going to want a return on their investment. He's there to be there to fight for crypto, suggesting he be prioritizing the industry's interest over working class American. And John Deaton said this: I've upset more crypto billionaires than anyone did. But here's the thing: her bill bans Bitcoin self-custody in America, yet she's allowing banks to custody Bitcoin. Another example that Senator Warren's policies do not help poor people. They do not help the working class. Let me do that one more time to be very clear what is allowed. She does not want you to own Bitcoin because it represents freedom. It represents you being able to break away from the control of her government. Now, it's anybody's government, whoever's elected official. It's not particular to her, if you will. But she's trying to prevent that. But, and that's a mighty big but. If you're a bank, you can now custody Bitcoin. How do you custody Bitcoin? You do it for other people. You hold on to it, because she wants control for the people. And again, it's not nefarious. It's not nefarious at all. It's because she feels that she knows better than you what should be happening with your money. End of story. So Deaton also brought up his advocacy of XRP holders during the case against Ripple, suggesting that it led to a $1 million donation by Ripple co-founder Chris Larson to a PAC supporting Kamala Harris campaign. If I didn't do what I did, sue the SEC on behalf of small retail investors, that donation to your candidate of choice, Senator, would not have happened. So, Madam Vice President, if you're watching, you're welcome. Like, oh my God, he is cooking her. Warren again questioned his connection to the crypto industry and said, he's saying he has really made crypto folks mad, so mad that they came here to Massachusetts and are funding 90% of his campaign to try to take back this Senate seat to take it away from me. Well, it's not your goddamn seat. Not your goddamn seat. You know what I mean? It's the people's seat. Deaton responded by questioning why the senator was so focused on crypto. I wish Senator Warren would attack inflation the way she attacks crypto. I wish she would attack securing the border the way she's focused on crypto. People want to buy and sell crypto. That's great. I just want to make sure that crypto has to follow the same rules. Every bank, every stockbroker, every credit union, and that is some consumer protection laws and laws to make sure it's not open for terrorists and drug traffickers and human traffickers in Iran. Bitch, do you know what the US dollar is used for? This is where you get an incredible disconnect, okay? And yes, that was pretty compelling. Look, the whole thing was really compelling from John Deaton. He was deep in the weeds on his life, how difficult when he was talking about. And for anybody who did not watch what Selmo's talking about is John Deaton was explaining that when he grew up, he was poor. His mother didn't have any money, and they were at the whim of the bank. So his mother, because she didn't have good credit or anything like that, she couldn't cash her checks, so she had to go to check cashing exchanges with the very little amount of money that she had because the banks controlled her money. And they control everybody's money, by the way, but they controlled her money, so she had to go to check cashing exchanges to cash her checks, which charged another fee, and she would ask them if they would reduce the fee so that she could afford to feed her family because she didn't make a lot of money. And that is compelling right there, and a reason why something like crypto matters so much. But let's be clear about that. If you were to, by the way, I pulled out $1,500 the other day. By the time I pulled $1,500, and I used Coinbase for that, by the way. But by the time I pulled $1,500 out, the transfer was about $4, making it $1,496. Then I had to convert Tether, which is the preferred thing for most of crypto. They had to convert the Tether into cash, and that is another fee. And not only a fee, but there's a spread. Why the fuck is there a spread on a $1 stable coin for Coinbase? And by the way, there's no spread if you use USDC. This is a fee for not using, by Coinbase, this is a fee for not using their preferred for not using their preferred stablecoin, which is USDC. There's no fee on USDC, but if you take your USDT and you move it over in there, they charge you a spread fee for a stablecoin. And by the way, it was like 19, 20 bucks. Then of course to transfer it, by the time it got to my bank, it was $1,390. So it was $110 almost in fees going through Coinbase. And I used Coinbase One, by the way, but Coinbase One was some that was some bullshit what they were doing. So I canceled my Coinbase One. I didn't like what they did. I didn't like how they treated me. So I canceled Coinbase One. So I am looking for an exchange to offload. It's got to be Crypto.com or Coinbase, I mean, in the United States. So to get it back to my account. So it was expensive. So, you know, I understand what he's saying. It's just expensive. I move cash for free out of Coinbase. That's why I don't play stable coins. And you know what? That's even if you convert it. And by the way, if you convert Ethereum, the fee is less. If you convert anything, the fee is less than USDT. You're penalized for USDT, which by the way, it now occurs to me, I should just change that shit to USDC with a swap for $1 and then send it to Coinbase but I didn't do that because of course I'm an idiot. So duh. So anyway, people want to buy and sell crypto, and that's great. And she's talking about terrorists, drug traffickers, and human traffickers. And those people, and by the way, she even had to throw her hot button in Iran, or as she said, Iran. And look, all of that means is she's coming after the US dollar too. She has to be, right? Because that's what terrorists use. That's what drug traffickers use. That's what human traffickers use. 97% of the illicit and illegal activity in the world is done with the US dollar. So Elizabeth Warren is attacking the stuff that's not really used in order to defend the stuff that is really used. Let that sink in. Unbelievable how disingenuous this scumbag lady is. Now, next up, Bitcoin top high volume resistance near 68K. And if this is if this gets accepted into range, if we get accepted at 68,000 and we are pushing right now, and by the way, let's zoom out here. Remember, this is the inflection point. This is our break area, and it's happening as we speak right now. If Bitcoin breaks out here, then boom, it is time to have an explosive rally. Now, zooming out, that puts us at somewhere around 70,000 in the top of the range, maybe even 71,000, because that's where the volume is. The volume is sitting right around 69.5 and through that range. So if we can break out from 68, then there's very little resistance here, even at 69. When you start to break out here, I'm going to put more of this out here so that you can see it, and really just want to focus on this little area right here and see what it looks like. And up to, yeah, about 70,000. Once we get past 70,000, then I think that we're going to start to see a bit of a surge. The question is how much capital can come back in the market, and are people going to be excited about it? And if they are, then, oh, my friends, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy going forward. But as of right now, you can see that we're trading in that range, right here. And then up next is going to be this little spot right there at around 69. And then up here at 71,000. So there are three different specific ranges that we're probably going to be pushing our way through right now. So here we go. Guys, it could be that we are looking at a significant and gigantic rallies. The question is, do we get rejected here? Do the market makers want us to move on and continue? And it is possible that this thing breaks out. And if it breaks out, then it's going to be a nice little run, and we'll be at that 90,000 before the end of the year, like I told you a year ago we would be at. And all of you that didn't believe me, go type down into the chat right now, I'm sorry, believes that I didn't believe you. Or if you want to save it until we actually get to 90,000, bet me an ETH. Because I already won an ETH for doing this before, right? I know what I'm talking about. So 90,000 is incoming on Bitcoin. We're going to see it a lot sooner than a lot of you think. So let's be watching for that. Also, AI tokens are now showing a sign of outperforming meme coins. It was up, AI was up 53.7%, doubling its market cap to over 37 billion over the last month. Right? Unbelievable. CoinGecko reports 9.66% of traffic now goes to AI projects, showing growing interest. By the way, if you're looking for a AI project, Devi, that's what I'm talking about. Devi is going to explode because it is one of those AI projects. It already has HIPAA compliance programmed in. It already has state, regional, and local laws programmed in. It's a permissioned blockchain. You can't use it, but every business in the world that needs to do transactions quickly and safely and stably, they can do it. So Devi is the future of crypto. I'm telling you right now. And it is probably time for you to get super excited. And Austin and David have done their weekly roundup and update, and this is the one that you should probably be super excited about. Also, if you are interested, then they are doing this Devi YouTube contest. Find the hidden keywords. There's hidden keywords in this video today. Find those hidden keywords, and you could win $100, $75, $50, or fourth and fifth, you get Devi merchandise. So go check it out today because it's one of them in that AI ecosystem. Along with that, Render, Fetch, Sui even represents an AI blockchain. So there's a lot happening out here, and AI is going to really start to flip people and turn crypto on its head going forward. Now, next up, heightened crowd sentiment for Bitcoin as 79,000 signals of likely major correction. Now, here is what they're saying right now. The expected rise of Bitcoin towards 70,000 has slowed, influencing a surge of social media chatter. Now, what they're saying is the data from Sentiment indicates that social media mentions of Bitcoin in the 50 to 59,000 range have frequently correlated with market bottoms. Conversely, mentioning 70 to 79 range have coincided with market tops. So what you could be looking at, and this is the top range at 79,000, you could be looking at a significant correction in the event that we went to 79. So there is that question. Now, when it comes to data on Bitcoin returns, guess what? We're up 6% on the day. If we were to go up 28% to add another 12% onto that range, what would it look like? And if we added another 12% to, there we go, right there, 77,000. So we could be looking at a move to about 77,000 just to get that 28% for the month return. So guys, we're in the moment right now where things are about to get absolutely nanners going forward. So it is time for you to get excited about what is to come for cryptocurrency. I do think that we're going to have a breakout, and it's going to be a big breakout. Now, 79,000 is not the top of that range. That's where a lot of profit taking is going to go. And by the way, if you were looking at it and you're looking at this move right here, and you're looking at the kind of impulse from that last range right there, then you might even come up with one. There you go. Okay, so if you go from this final impulse move and you take that to the top where it topped out, right, then you're looking at 79,000 being the top of that range, 78,770, and I'm eyeballing it. So basically it's 79,000. You're looking at that impulse route move leading to this move, leading to this consolidation, leading to the next test, and the next test, 79,000. So that's, and by the way, don't forget that when you're talking about impulse moves, don't forget that Bitcoin has always hit its range from market bottom to top. So in the event that we look at it from that context and we say market bottom to market top over here, then the next cycle, it hits the golden ratio. That's 1,618, right? That's $178,000 Bitcoin, guys. I'm telling you, $178,000 Bitcoin is coming soon enough. So let's keep going here. You're not going to like me for this one because some of you are in a cult, and that cult says shit like MAGA. And yesterday, World Liberty Financial launched with the expectation that it would bring in $300 million. in the first day. That was the goal. That's what everybody was looking for, right? That's what this world liberty finance was going to go absolutely crazy, absolutely bonkers, and it was going to be a testament to and proof that Donald Trump is the future of crypto, and that means that Donald Trump is going to be the guy, and that means that everybody loves Donald Trump and that everybody loves crypto. Well, bad news for you guys. It only raised $10 million yesterday. It thought it was going to raise $300 million, but it falls way short and only did 10.3 million yesterday. Where's the money, right? And guys, I can't tell you, I can't, like, this is the number. This is the math, okay? The token sale underperforms. World Liberty Financial, backed by Donald Trump, raised only 10 million of its 300 million target, achieving just 3.4% of its goal. The WLFI website crashed shortly after the sale commenced, overwhelmed by traffic, and resulted in hours of downtime, only for 10 million. Then the site was up an hour later, but people were already like, nah. So what now? Despite the initial hype and significant promotional push, the launch was marred by technical difficulties. The website crashed shortly after sales went live. The site remained down for several hours, displaying a website under maintenance notice to potential investors. But it came back up, and 10.3 million was the what they raised for the day. The shortfall is a significant setback for the project, which had touted over 100,000 signups before the launch. The disappointing sales figures have raised concern among investors and industry observers. The WLFI token is designed to serve as a governance token for the Ethereum-based DeFi platform, but its non-transferable nature and the project's reliance on high-profile endorsements has led to skepticism. Now, even the people who are in on Donald Trump are not in on World Liberty Financial, including me. Like, I've no interest in this. To me, this is a pump and dump scheme. Okay, they're oh, here we go. Trailboss says go to their website. They were at 640 million. Well, then it should be mooning, right? That means that it's absolutely exploding. WFI. Let's see. Uh-huh. There's all that big money. All right, so there's all that big money. It's 178 million market cap with 2 million in liquidities. Or, as we say in MAGA, that's 640 million. I mean, okay, if you say so. If you say so. If you say so. All right. So, yeah, here we are. And by the way, I don't know how to say this. Okay, every time Donald Trump loses a lawsuit, he goes out and he has a press conference to tell you he won because he's not honest with you, and that's where the problems that I have with Donald Trump and the fact that he lies a lot is where it comes into play, because normally it's just politicking and just blah 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 blah, right? But there's no level of honesty in a lot of these things. That's complicated, makes it difficult. Like if you're an investor and you bought you bought DJT, remember DJT, $67 was how it was, and we had that silly little dingbat that was on Twitter who was like, I put my life savings into it, thank me later and stuff like that. At $67, it's now at $12. What is DJT stock at today? It could be having a nice little surge. Yeah, it's up to $30 today, so that's a very good move. If you go back to 1 month though, $12. So you're getting a nice little surge out of this. This guy's only down 50% on his investment now, which is a pretty big and significant move. I'm curious as to how high this can even possibly go, though. And let's be honest here. And if you're not honest with yourself, then the DJT stock is really kind of based around Truth Social. But if he's using X, Twitter, then What's the purpose? What's the point, right? It's going to create a problem for Truth Social finding any footing, advertisers, stuff like that. Like in order to make money, like you have to have advertisers over here. So keep going. You want to get it to at least $50, right? It's going to be prohibitive, and it's going to be easy when you're coming into the election and when you think that you've got the surge. But if this election, and by the way, let me just point out, just so you guys understand, 252,000 people showed up on the first day of voting in Georgia, and they weren't wearing red hats. Okay. This is all hands on deck. If you want this guy to be elected, then you should know that there are Republicans who no longer like him, and that there are Democrats who are highly motivated right now to make sure that that does not happen again. And he's not getting more than 81 million votes. So there is a lot going on right now. So if you're going to vote for him, you better vote. You better vote because it is otherwise looking a little bit peculiar at this point. Now, that being said, Polymarket is predicting a massive surge, blah, blah, blah. He's going to win by 300 billion votes, or whatever I mean, it's Polymarket. It's not real. It's a gambling site. And by the way, if you're a gambler, who wins when you're gambling? The house always wins. The people, they don't always win. If you all go long, Bitcoin's coming down because they're going to liquidate you from shorts, right? It's very simple. It's very simple. So when Polymarket says, "Oh, it's a guaranteed win," it is not a guaranteed win. So that's just people who are wanting to invest in the hopes that crypto gets something like, that's not real life. Now, there's a lot of motivated people out there, so we have to vote 100%. You cannot sit this election out if you were thinking about, oh, I don't like a candidate or whatever, right? You cannot sit this one out. Your vote matters, and you have to let it matter. Now, the revenue, by the way, look at this. This is the Trump Media and Technology DJT. The revenue was only $4 million last year. So, let's be clear. This is a fantasy pump, a friend pump. This is, people who are like MAGA holders, or like people who are going to buy crypto. Like, this is just a speculative investment for people, and they're making that move, and this is your opportunity. So if you got in at a good price, make sure you get your original investment out, no matter what, because again, if people are motivated, that's difficult. It's going to be difficult to overcome. Now let's talk about TRON. So that we're not talking about that guy all day long. Justin Sun, I told you guys, Justin Sun's going to be the big guy in this ecosystem coming through this next round. And CZ Binance going to be partnering with Justin Sun. We've been seeing a lot of, and Trump would win easy. Look, this is made up bullshit, guys. You don't have to like me. I don't care. But this is just stupid. 81 million people did not want him to be president. And you can make up whatever lie you want about it, but he's not respected by the majority of people. He is respected by people who want certain things. And Aussie, here, ask yourself, are you better off now under the Democrats? The world was in a much better place when Trump was last in. And I think that's fair. Like, I think that the except for the fact that Trump lost 3 million jobs and the gross domestic product was down 3%, and he allowed a plague to come in here and kill like 1.5 million Americans, except for that portion, the economy was in a much better place. But also, it was in a pretty good place in 2016 because we had low unemployment and everything like that. And that wasn't Donald Trump. That was the guy that was before him. The Donald Trump was able to inherit a really good economy and lower taxes to let that economy continue to sizzle and soar. And then he started deregulating, and that also allows businesses to continue to invest and do stuff like that. And then the economy tanked in 2020, and Joe Biden inherited Donald Trump's mess. So, I mean, you can be disingenuous and you can be like, I like him because he says the Jesus-y things that I like, and that's fine. And he tells it like it is. That's fine. You can be that person, but if you lie to yourself in front of me, I'm going to tell you that you're lying. Sorry. But the other thing is, if you like him, vote for him. I'm going to vote for him because I want crypto adoption. I'm not gonna vote for him because I like him. It's a necessity for me, and I don't think that he is the villain that everybody else says that he is on the left. It's just not true. It's also not true what other people are saying about how Democrats are blah 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 blah. I mean, listen, let me tell you something. Barack Obama did a better job of border enforcement than Donald Trump. And if you don't believe me, then you can go look at the statistics. It's not complicated. You can actually go look. You don't have to take his word for it, or you don't have to take my word for it. You can go look for yourself. The real border czar in the last 20 years was Barack Obama. He expelled people and said, get out of the country. He did it efficiently, effectively. And by the way, if you cried like a baby when everybody talked about kids in cages and stuff like that, and then you found out, oh yeah, Obama was doing it before, yeah, that's right, because Obama was the man when it came down to it. And you know why Obama destroyed the country? Y'all know what that means. That's how he created racism, or whatever it is. Whatever Fox News told you to say, that's what I meant to say. So, dump because of the pandemic, and no, that's not what happened. It didn't dump because of the pandemic. It dumped because of the president's handling of the pandemic. So you can dress it up, you can put lipstick on it, but it's still a pig. And if you don't believe me, then shoot light up your butthole or drink bleach. You know, a lot of people are saying that those are great ideas. I mean, a lot of people are, right? So it's the way that it was handled. It's not that it happened. And if you don't like that, okay, lie to yourself. It's okay. You're still getting my vote, but I reject the lies. So let's keep going here, because now we got Arthur Hayes stepping in to the arena, and he thinks that Bitcoin is about to rise stupendously as the Middle Eastern conflict continues to play out. We know the war is inflationary. We understand that the U.S. government must borrow money to sell bombs to Israel. We know that the Fed and the U.S. commercial banking system will buy this debt by printing money and growing their balance sheets. Therefore, we know that Bitcoin will rise stupendously in fiat terms as the war intensifies. And by the way, Anthony Pompliano just told you that buying houses is cheaper today than it was 10 years ago. And people were like, how can you say that? How can you blah, 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 blah? He says, it's easy, because if you bought a house 10 years ago, it would cost you 6,000 Bitcoin. Today, it only costs you 6 Bitcoin. And the finance people, they were not ready for that. They were not ready for that at all. Arthur Hayes emphasized that global conflicts, especially those involving the U.S., tend to lead to monetary expansion. He suggests that with more dollars entering the economy through government debt, Bitcoin stands to benefit as investors seek protection from inflation. And he doesn't give a guess as to what he thinks, but look, $175,000 Bitcoin minimum in this next cycle, 90,000 before the end of this year. So there you have it. And that's not true either, but that's where they are. I mean, that's, look, that's where that is where the people are that are yeah, the soy boy kind of thing, that advanced leftist, that is the place where they are. But that's not all of the people. I know many Marines, I know many Navy veterans, I know a lot of people, and a lot of very physical people that reject that entirely. So there was a pandemic, fact, right? Donald Trump should have done something about that pandemic. How dare he not do it? You could stop right there. I mean, I know that you've got this entire blah, 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 blah that you want to throw at people to try to sheep them into thinking. And by the way, the people are coming here because of problems in their other nation. I don't think that they're entitled to come to the United States. They're coming here because they think of the possibility of getting accepted for refugees and stuff like that. I don't think that we're not the world's babysitter. We're not the, I don't think that we should be doing that. And I don't like the fact that we are doing that. And also, there were a bunch of refugees that were brought here to Chicago, and it's stressing these people. And by the way, should be changing people's minds about it. And I do think that it was a mistake. And if Trump wasn't such a failure at building the wall and spent all that time not building it, as opposed to, by the way, the wall already existed. If you don't believe me, watch Shane Gillis. Why would Shane Gillis lie? He went to Arizona, and guess what? There's a wall. There's always been a wall. It's been there for 100 years, right? So you got a lot of, well, this blah 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 blah, this. Okay, go back to Obama when we actually defended that wall. We really defended that wall. You know what I mean? So I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I know. Bencoin declared dead. Yes, Bencoin has been declared dead. For those of you that don't know, and I don't know anything about it. In fact, I told you guys before, like I talked to Ben, I talked to him, whenever, and I haven't talked to him in a while. Certainly not about Bencoin or anything like that. I have not seen anything except I went to look because somebody told me that he announced that it was dead in his live stream. And I didn't watch the whole live stream. I skipped to a portion where I thought he was talking about Bencoin. And, from what I could gather right there, it looks like it looks dead to me. I have no idea what's going to happen there going forward. I will put out a video on it soon to talk about it. But, I really don't know. I don't know what's going on with Bencoin. As you guys know, I got hacked. I don't have any Bencoin anyway. So, again, I reach out. As a matter of fact, let's see here. I mean, we barely talk. Like he responded over a couple things where I had some lawsuits, and then we talked about a little bit about when I partnered with CoinW, which, by the way, go sign up for CoinW because Crypto Banter and Discover Crypto are also representing CoinW, and I posted that laughing about it, and we had a good laugh about it because we don't respect Crypto Banter or Discover Crypto, but I mean, generally speaking, we don't have any conversations. Like we don't really talk. So. And haven't for a little while. So, whatever it is that they're doing, I wish them nothing but success, but I don't know what to say at this point other than, I'll make a video about it at some point, but I know they got robbed, and that's it. That's all I know. So, Arthur Hayes saying it's going to go crazy. Also, 206 million in SHIB in the 24-hour SHIB rally confirmed. Is there a SHIB rally happening? There actually is. It's up 2.5% on the day. That's not significant and not enough for me to say that there's a rally. But when you start to zoom out just a little bit and you look at what SHIB is doing just recently over here, then I mean, this looks like, look, this is the same thing. All these charts are kind of the same, right? They're all kind of the same. They're going to break out. We're not testing the top over here like we were with Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin breaks out, everything else is going to break out, and boom, this thing's going to get a test, and it's going to break out of that top. It tested that top just a little while ago, a couple days, about 2 weeks ago. And if it confirms again and it breaks out, then boom, it's off to the races. And I think we're getting there. Just we're not there yet. So watch out for SHIB to have a breakout. Fear and Greed Index 73. You guys know what to do. This is the moment, right? So this is the part where you have to ask yourself a question. It's at 73 right now. It's got to correct, right? It's got to come back down. Maybe not. Maybe not. This could absolutely continue to soar, and we could we could get into the banana zone, okay? Because the banana zone comes after you get to 73. You're going to get into extreme greed and stuff like that. There is a possibility that we do a continuation. The likelihood, statistically, The likelihood is we're due for a downside correction now. Okay, you're at 73 right now. It's time to stable everything, and let it come back down, and then let it build back up one more time. If we play this the right way, then we're going to win. Now, if we play it the wrong way and we stable today and the market just explodes and goes exponential from here, we missed out. So make your choice. I'm gonna stick with it. So let's talk about what's going on in Ultra Revo. Now, you guys know I did the indices, right? And on my staking history right now, I've now earned $450. I've earned $450 off of $7,500 so far. So that's what we can have right there. $450 over 2 days so far. I've got 5 more to go. So I anticipate this is going to be about 900, 1300, 15, about 1600, 1500, something like that. It's going to be a very nice yield. So if you are interested in earning some yield, go to ultrarevo.biz, get into this and start staking today. By the way, new sponsor of the channel. You guys know that. So check them out. MSI a couple of hours ago, AMA, more than just a meme coin, main developer Pablo Crow. This is going to be Binance, which is listing the tokens. Also, you're going to see an article coming up very soon about MSI from a very special friend. So you should get excited for that as well. And I'll keep you updated on when it actually happened. Speaking of the person doing the interviews, go check out Coins Chicks Coin. Does that mean MSI is going to be on Tom Crown Crypto Analysis? I think so. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? But also, Wendy O. It is CC is going to be on Coins Chick. Is going to be on Wendy O, or at least interview with Wendy O, or something like there's something going on with Wendy O. Maybe she'll just look at it for them or something like that. I don't know, but you never know what might happen. So check out Coins Chicks Coin, check out MSI token, and certainly check out Saitama on Solana, because guess what? Saitama on Solana still kind of ripping here, 5204. Now, it did correct back down just a little bit over the last few hours from that 207 number that it hit just a while back, came down into that golden zone, wicked off of it, and now starting its way back up one more time. So there's going to be a big breakout here for Saitama on Solana. So again, keep holding on. Now, if the market banana zone, if we banana zone it, then guess what? Golden ratio is at 1.5 cents right now. So you could see that playing out. Trail Boss, you can, they call me Bleaves, the biggest undercover communist that I can be. God damn it. There's a lot of crybabies out here. There's a lot of crybabies out here. I'm not an undercover communist. It's not undercover at all. I think Donald Trump is a dummy, an idiot, a moron. Muy estúpido. That doesn't make me a communist, but it does make you a cult member. If you say, oh, he tells it like it is, and shit like that. That doesn't make me a communist, because guess what? I've got the First Amendment, which allows me the freedom to give you my opinion. I've got the Second Amendment, which allows me to defend my ability to do that first one. And I appreciate the Constitution. I, unlike Donald Trump, wouldn't ban bump stocks and try to attack your rights. The only president that's attacked your rights over the last 20 years is Donald Trump, when he banned bump stocks. The only president who attacked the Constitution in any way. And you could say the 14th Amendment, but I don't think that's the case. I think that the 10th Amendment, giving the states the right to make laws, I think that is a fair enough interpretation of it. That I do think that a woman should be protected by the federal government, but the 10th Amendment allows for the states to make decisions. So I have a problem with it, but not as big a problem, as Donald Trump attacking the Second Amendment while still telling you guys, "Oh, I defend this." No, he doesn't. No, he didn't. He banned bump stocks. He banned bump stocks. And by the way, the Supreme Court overturned it. So you can tell me whatever you want, but I didn't attack the Constitution at all, at all, at all. By the way, if you can show me in the Constitution where you need an ID to vote, I'll be on your team. If you can show me where the borders are and what illegal immigrant means in the Constitution, I'm on your team. If you can show me in the Constitution, which is the bastion of freedom, not Donald Trump's opinion, if you can show me where it's written, I'm a bit of a purist myself. So if you can show me where it's written in the Constitution, I'm all in. Problem is, you can't. You don't like these people coming here. You don't like certain things, but you accept it from other people and pretend like it doesn't exist. And that's okay. That's you. You do you, boo-boo. Hopefully, some things will change. Dude's a kid. I voted for more presidents before he was born. Best president we've had, but Trump doesn't walk away. I think GF means great fun. Anyway, so I think that gets it. Yeah, Ultra Revo, Saitama on Solana. Make sure you check out Solana, Saitama Reborn. Again, this thing is pumping through the moon. And that is my time. You guys have a good day and time to pay some bills. Folks, I'm about to stake 10,000 XRP in my Cryptonomy.finance account for a 9-month yield. Okay, transaction complete. Let's move on to the next thing. Not only are you able to stake your crypto, not only are you able to earn yield off of new cryptos launching, you can also borrow stablecoins, borrow fiat, and borrow crypto. Additionally, folks, there are several big things that are in the pipeline: strategic collaborations, the global unicorn selection expansion, and then this drives significant returns by identifying and supporting high potential early stage ventures. And if you are worried about the market, don't be, because Cryptonomy.finance is prepared for market volatility. They are playing both sides of this coin. They are going long, they are going short as the market allows it, and you, my friends, have an opportunity to earn some yield.